move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. You like to move it, move it.
Hello, everybody! My name is Junior, and some of you may remember me. I used to be a professional wrestler, not a very good one, but I used to host a little show called Junior's House of Waffles. And for those of you that don't know, and that's probably going to be a lot of you, it's kind of a interview show with kind of like Piper's Pit. And Junior just brought it out. I love waffles. So that's why I come up with the name of Junior's House of Waffles. But now, this is my new show called Junior's House of Waffles and Stuff and Things. Because I will talk about waffles, not very much, but sometimes. And then I'm going to talk about wrestling, video games, and just sometimes my thoughts, which are sometimes crazy. What else do I have? I just want to put something fun on the internet nowadays, since everything is so bad. I will try to have interviews with some wrestlers. Probably not real famous ones, probably the ones from Georgia and surrounding areas. I'm going to report the news for wrestling, for some of you that don't get to know everything about it. And I'll also be doing stuff like letters from little people. And I'm not talking about kids. It can be any little person. It could be a midget. It could be somebody that's just really short. Just letters from little people. All right. And my first segment, I don't really have too much props set up, but it is called Jump. It's where I will be telling jokes, showing a meme that I like, or meme, however you prefer to say it, and telling some puns, because I like puns. And you might wonder what the U in J-U-M-P. So you got jokes, U-M-P, memes and puns. I'll show you in a little bit, okay? Alright, we'll go ahead and do that now. My jokes of the week, I found 2 of them that I like a whole lot. What do midgets use to make sandwiches? Anybody? The dogs apparently know. Shortbread. I know, that was kind of retarded. I didn't mean that in a bad way. Now, the second one is, where do bees go to the bathroom? She said, where? At the BP station. I know, it's sad. Now, for the U part, it is my turn now to show you what the U stands for. And it stands for underwear. My favorite kind of underwear every week. These happen to be Minions. I love the Minions. And Junior turned it off. All right. Now it's time to find Junior's favorite meme. And I've just been feeling really tired lately. So this one kind of stuck out at me when I saw it. And as you heard from my old ring music that I used to come out with, I like to move it, move it. Here's the meme that shows King Julian that says, I just don't want to move it today. Again, retarded, I know. Now, here comes some puns. I know some people that like puns, and I know some people that hate puns. But I kind of like them, so here we go. You know, I used to work at an orange juice factory, but I got fired. I could not concentrate. Yeah, I know. My other one, I'm usually only going to do one, but I picked 2 for this opening extravaganza. How can you spot the blind guy at a nudist camp? It's not hard. That reminds me, parents, if you have little Junior fans that want to see Junior because you haven't seen Junior around in a long, long time, you may want to watch some of my videos first before you let them. Because sometimes Junior will say bad words or bad things that maybe kids shouldn't listen to. It's just because of the internet. I've been ruined. All right, here we go. Another thing that I love to do is play video games on the PlayStation. My favorite games are Destiny, which is kind of getting old now. I've done a lot, pretty much everything on it. GTA 5, I know it's wrong for a 7-year-old to play GTA, but I am. My new favorite is called Titanfall 2. Now, Junior never played Titanfall 1, but Titanfall 2 is awesome now that I know how to play first-person shooter games. Used to, they give Junior a really bad headache. But while I'm playing these games, I noticed different people's names. Like mine, if you're playing on PS4 and you see Junior here, that's me. Hello, Junior here. Hello. But these guys I've been playing with that I've seen have some crazy names, and I'm going to do the top 5 list of that. Number 5, Turds Are Us. Yes, turds. Turds Are Us. That is a bad place to shop. That is not where Junior wants Christmas presents from. The next one I saw was I Try Donuts. Junior likes donuts. That's a pretty good one. And then the next one, number 3, is Skinny Florida Guy. Apparently it's not the second account of the guy that tries donuts. Number 2 is kind of weird, but it's Lumpy Testicles. Now, I've had lumps before, right here. I get the lumps in my throat. So I don't want to know where or what testicles are and how they can be lumpy. But the number 1 answer, or the number 1 gamer tag, is Shart Attack 264. Now, Junior knows what a shart is. I've had plenty of those. It's when you sometimes think you gotta go, but you can't. And so you try really, really hard, and a little bit of poop comes out. That's a shart. And this guy apparently has had an attack 264 times. Alright. Now, I'm done talking about video games for a little while. Let's talk about some wrestling. Now, I haven't really been watching or keeping up with the WWE too much, but I know a little bit. I read it on the Book of Faces and the Twitter and stuff. So, the biggest news to me right now is what's coming up is the Hall of Fame. That is a great thing. I love watching it and hearing the people be real when they talk. And so, the main people going into the Hall of Fame this year are, let me do a 5-second pause. Christian! I think he deserves to go in there. He might be a little young, and maybe some older people might need to go in there first, but I think he definitely deserves it. Because Edge is already in there, so it's only fair. The next one, everybody knows, even if you don't watch wrestling, you might do yoga. Junior has tried yoga. It does not work for me. I have a yoga mat, but now I have done a magic trick and turned that into just a plain mat, because I don't do the yoga. But his name is DDP. Bang! He will be going into the Hall of Fame this year. And that's another good thing. He has done so much good work with some of the troubled wrestlers, Scott Hall, Jake the Snake Roberts, etc., and helping people. Maybe Junior could do the yoga if he was there to, give me a diamond cutter or something if I don't do it. Okay. The next one is another great wrestler. May not like him because he talks kind of funny and he can be mean sometimes, but there was a lot of good stuff that he has done in his career, and that is William Regal, or Steven Regal for you older people that might remember that. He deserves it. The next is IRS, or Mike Rotunda, or Bray Wyatt and Bo Dallas's dad, if you did not already know that. He's going in. He deserves it too. The natural disasters. You remember earthquake and typhoon from a long, long time ago? Well, they're going into the Hall of Fame, and as well they should be. In my opinion, if you want to put a tag team in, you should put Ricky and Robert, the Rock and Roll Express, or any version of the Midnight Express. That is just Junior's opinion and Elmo's opinion because he thinks so too. Okay, and I'm not saying that just because I got the team with Robert Gibson one time and do a tag team move with him, but they were great. The Rock and Roll Express need to be in. Next, we have what I'd like to have right now is for all you fat, I forgot what else, sweat hogs, whatever a sweat hog is, to keep the noise down while while I take my robe off and show these women what a real man is supposed to look like. That's right. Ravishing Rick Rude is finally going into the Hall of Fame. Thumbs up. Now, the biggest name, they're claiming the biggest name this year going into the Hall of Fame is the one and only, it's damn true, Kurt Angle. Big thumbs up for that guy. He works his butt off and can wrestle great. Junior yikes it. Alright. Now, we have a big event coming up tomorrow night. Well, actually, there's one tonight. I'm doing this on Saturday. I don't know how long it's going to take to be put on the YouTubes or the Facebooks. But I'm doing this on Saturday, and I'm probably about to go watch NXT TakeOver. I don't really know too much of the matches. But tomorrow night, Sunday, is a big one called the Royal Rumble. I will be going to a friend's house to watch the Royal Rumble. I usually watch it here, but I'm going to watch it there this time. And Junior picks to win. I don't know who all the surprise people is going to be. It's going to be probably cool to see some older people. Maybe Santino. Maybe Eugene. Yep. I wish those two would come. But I think Finn Balor is going to show up because his shoulder that Seth Rollins hurt is all better now. It should be. I think he's going to show up and win the Royal Rumble. You heard it first from Junior right here. All right. Now to the next segment. Like I said earlier, we're going to have wedders from little people. Little people. Not necessarily kids or midgets. It could just be really short people. So here we go. My first letter. Dear Junior, my name is Herman, and I am 27 years old. See? My favorite wrestler is John Cena. Who is yours? Well, Herman, 27-year-old Herman, my favorite wrestler of all time is probably Arn Anderson. But I kind of like John Cena too, because one time I was running down the street and I stubbed all of my toes at one time. Now, I know, how do you do that? Anyway, I got put in the hospital, and I was in the hospital for a long, long time because I stubbed all my toes. And the Make-A-Wish people came, and they asked me who would I like to see to come visit me. And I thought really, really hard, and I said, SpongeBob. And they looked at me like I was retarded. And I'm used to getting looked at like that, but they really looked at me funny and said, we can't have SpongeBob. You need a second choice. And I was like, okay, who you got left? And they said, somebody from the movie, vampire movie, Twilight, or John Cena. And I thought really, really hard. And I've never met a vampire. I thought really, really hard. I said, okay, I'll go with John Cena. So John Cena shows up, and he's okay. He's not as, cool as everybody makes him out to be. One cool thing, though, is I like to play games with John Cena. We were playing checkers, and I usually suck at checkers. But playing John Cena was great because I won every time. Because for some reason, he would do 5 moves and then just stop. And so I could jump him, and beat him every time. For some reason, I don't know why. He only did 5 moves and then stopped. So there you go, Herman. That's my favorite wrestler. Actually, it's not my favorite wrestler. It was just a story about John Cena. Okay. Now, speaking of asking about favorite wrestlers and stuff, I'm going to sometimes try to do interviews with some Georgia independent wrestlers. Maybe one day I can get a big name wrestler. But for now, I gotta start very, very low at the very, very bottom. And this being the first episode, the only person I have to interview is me, Junior. So I am going to interview myself right now. Okay, Junior. Who are your 3 favorite wrestlers ever? My 3 favorite wrestlers ever are Arn Anderson, Santino Marella, and Eugene. I know you're probably thinking, why not Doink? But it's not. I liked him, he was cool, but I like those 3 altogether. Your favorite video game, book, or movie? What do you got? Well, I'm going to answer all 3. My favorite video game right now is Titanfall 2. It's probably GTA most of the time, but Titanfall 2. And I'm going to say my favorite book is The Cat in the Hat. It's everybody's. And my favorite movie is, of course, Madagascar. Alright, let's move on. What is your favorite finishing move? It can be yours or somebody else's. What is your favorite finishing move of all time? Well, I'm a little bit biased. My favorite finishing move, because it won me a lot of matches. And it's kind of cheating, but it's what I used to call the sucker punch. And that's when I would take somebody, after I would give them sweet cheek music, kick them in the butt, and they fall down, I'd hit the ropes, come off, and net them with a sucker punch. So that is my favorite move. Stay right there. Don't you eat my sucker. What is your favorite match or pay-per-view? I'm only 7, but my favorite pay-per-view of all time is Starrcade 87. I know it's old. You can watch it on the network. You should check it out. It's a really good one. Had the Skywalker's match with the Rock and Roll Express and the Midnight Express. Many other good ones. Alright. My favorite personal match, though, is probably the Noose match with Jamie Holmes. And for personal reasons, it's one of my favorites. It was kind of bad, though, because I got the noose put around my neck and I went night-night really fast. But I did not win it, but it was still a fun match to have. And for other reasons, I like it, but I won't talk about it here. Okay, number 5, the last question of the 5 questions of doom. Have you ever farted and blamed someone or something else? If yes, please explain. Well, I have farted quite a lot in my 7 years. And sometimes I don't always take the credit. I try to blame it on the dog. I try to blame it on a neighbor. Or I try to blame it on the other car in the drive-thru. I don't know. Or the guy behind me in line at McDonald's. Or I could try to make a fart noise on the floor with my shoe, but sometimes that don't work either. Alright. Bonus question. Pancakes or waffles? It's a tough one. I mean, this is not called Junior's House of Pancakes because there's already one of those. And they have pretty good pancakes. But my favorite is, of course, waffles. Told you I was going to talk about waffles. Alright. That's all Junior has for today. But keep looking for Junior in the future. And subscribe to this YouTube channel that I just started. And I'm going to start trying to do these videos about once a week, okay? And I hate to end on a sad note, but somebody who was very, very close to a lot of the Georgia wrestlers passed away recently. And I want to dedicate this first House of Waffles and Stuffing Things to the late, great Billy Jack. I know I didn't post it out on Facebook, but I loved you, brother, and I'm going to miss you, and I really had good times with you in this business, and I wanted to thank you for some of the stories and stuff you may have taught Junior, okay? Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody!